Hi, I am Monica Brant, one of the world's first true fitness pioneers starting back in 1991. I helped launch the fitness industry while traveling internationally, meeting fans worldwide to share my style of fitness to the bodybuilding community. After a decade of fitness competitions, I earned one of the world's most prestigious titles, the IFBB Fitness Olympia Championships. Moving into the new millennium, I was the first IFBB Fitness Olympia athlete to transition into the new professional figure division and compete for close to another 20 years. After 15 years as an IFBB professional, I tried another organization and won the WBFF World Pro Figure Championships both 2010 and 2013. I am a true athlete and made my way into racing into the Masters USATF sprint events, placing top 3 at the World's Masters track meet in all 3 events, the 100, 200, and 400 meter races. Besides athletics, I have been honored with over 100 magazine covers both nationally and internationally. Since it's always a blessing to share with others, over the last 15 years, I've hosted women's fitness events and worked with clients, helping them discover how to live radiantly in all areas of life, body, mind, soul, and spirit. The Monica Brant Show is one of the ways I am honoring the legendary athletes, powerhouse individuals, and nutrition gurus that have laid a strong foundation in the past, help keep the current industry flowing, and offer inspiration to the next generations.
Wendy, what's up?
Hey!
Hi, girl. You're looking beautiful tonight.
So are you. I'm excited to be back.
Yes, it's good to have you back. How's your day been?
Good, really good. We're a little bit insulated from the fires, but it's still a little bit foggy outside, but we're just trying to enjoy our clean air indoors.
Oh my goodness, so much going on. I can't get over it, but
I know.
Good to see you again tonight, and always thankful for another day. So what do you think? Should we get into tonight?
I'm so excited. I have been just looking at this guest that we're going to have, and I'm just beyond excited. I can't wait to start talking to her.
I know, this is what's really exciting to me because I've never had a chance to meet everyone that's helped build our industry. And I really enjoy actually getting to talk to some of these people and find out, where they came from, what they've done, how they were in the industry, because you learn something new about somebody every time you get to talk to them. And this is
Exactly.
I've had a chance to talk with our guest tonight a little bit on the phone, but this is going to be really special. And she's brilliant. Yeah. She's not just a great athlete, but she's brilliant, and I'm really excited to hear what she has to say. So so let's say hi to everyone, and thank you guys for joining Tuesday night, Monica Brant Show. I'm Monica Brant, your host, and beautiful co-host here, Mrs. Wendy Fortino. I get in trouble because I'll say Miss, and then the husbands are like, wait a minute, she's married.
I've never, you can call me whatever you want. Honey, hun.
Honey, hun.
It's all good.
Huntington.
Like fun, whatever you want. Whatever you want.
Awesome. All right. Well, just when you guys check in with us over here, and please let us know where you are checking in from. Kona, I do see there is some unfavorable language on here, so maybe you can delete that for us. We don't need to have anything negative when this is a super positive night. So I'm all about positive, and we don't need any negativity. But anyway, so Wendy, tonight our very special guest is a 3-time Miss Olympia competitor. She competed in numerous other shows. She's a retired IFBB professional. Yes. She's also been a professional trainer, personal trainer, and nutritionist for 32 years. I mean, that's a long time to be teaching people about living correctly and exercising correctly. So I'm really excited to talk to her as well. She is a trainer to trainers. So she's been recognized as a trainer for trainers at multiple personal training schools. So let's give a warm welcome to our very special guest, Mrs. Sandra Blackie. Come on in, Sandra.
Hi, my name is Sandra Blackie, and I'm the creator of Body by Blackie, which is a 12-week fat loss program. I'm a certified sports nutritionist and personal trainer with over 35 years of experience. I was also an IFBB professional bodybuilder during the late 80s and early 90s, and was fortunate enough to grace the Miss Olympia stage several times. My formal education includes a BA in Recreation and Leisure Studies, a sports nutrition certification with the National Association of Sports Nutrition, and several personal training certifications. My passion and experience have allowed me to create this awesome program so that you can reap the benefits of living in a healthy body at a healthy weight. You'll be asked to eat foods from Mother Nature to nourish your body as you drop body fat. You'll be reaping the benefits of weight training as you shape your body, increase your bone density, burn more calories, and get stronger. Your entire cardiovascular system will become more efficient and stronger, minimizing the possibility of cardiovascular disease. I invite you to visit my website, which is www.freedomoffitness.com, for more information and to sign up for my Body by Blackie fat loss program today. Please follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I post lots of health and wellness information to help you on your journey daily. And please remember, my tagline and philosophy is, it's a lifestyle, not a life sentence.
We're here. Hello, Sandra. There she is. Hi, girl.
Hey.
How are you tonight, Sandra?
Oh, I've been excited all day long about being on your show. I mean, I needed a little bit of a review of all of your accolades, and what you presented at the beginning of this show was just awesome. You're so accomplished.
Well, thank you. And you are a big reason why this industry is available for people like me and like Wendy. So we have to say thank you to you for stepping into the ring, basically, and helping to create the industry for the women, because you're one of the pioneers for this women's fitness, bodybuilding, physique, healthy lifestyle. So thank you.
You know, I did thank you. That means a lot to me because, you know, I'm just a little girl from Canada that came to California with a head full of dreams. But one of the first projects I ever worked on was a Woman of the 21st Century with Rachel McLish. And she was just a few years, I started lifting in 83. So she was the Miss Olympia in 81, right?
Right. I believe so.
Yep.
I believe, I think it was 81, yeah.
Yeah, we were all around the same time, but I was in Canada in the beginning.
The old Canadian, eh?
I saw that you started competing in 83, and I just remember that's when I in the late 80s, early 90s, that's when I really started paying attention to fitness and watching ESPN, and I know that I have seen you a time or two, so it's so exciting to be able to see you in person, in the flesh, and hear some of your secrets and tips and tricks and what you've gathered over the years, because we all need to hear it.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's do that.
ready to go.
Yeah. So Sandra, first of all, thank you so much for joining. And I love the freedom of fitness. And, one of the things that I've told people over years is, having a good nutrition program and using some of the cool tools that we have for nutrition is a freedom from food. And so this is the first time I've actually heard freedom of fitness. So I really love that. And I want to hear how freedom of fitness came about. Like, how did you come up with that name?
Well, originally my business name when I started here in San Diego was called Living Lean. And somebody else was using that term. So it got complicated. So I had to switch the name, which was kind of costly. But I asked a bunch of my friends, what do you think of the name Freedom of Fitness? And one of them said, oh, I think you should say Freedom from Fitness, but she wasn't exactly into it.
That's funny.
The reason why I chose that name was because my lifestyle has totally done a 360 because of fitness, because I was going down a really negative path in my 20s, my teens and my 20s. And so when I was thinking of the new name, I thought, well, what does fitness mean to me? And it was really freedom from the party lifestyle and freedom from the drugging and drinking that I was involved in at a younger age. So I always joke around and say that fitness and bodybuilding just became my new addiction.
Right.
Yeah. Were you involved in sports and athletics before that ever, or was that like your first time diving into anything fitness related?
I'm actually nationally qualified in 5 different sports. So I've always been a jock, and in my family, I mean, I'm older now, so past tense.
No,
in my family, my sister was a Canadian champion in canoeing and kayaking. My brother was a Canadian champion in canoeing, and I was a Canadian champion in canoeing, kayaking, powerlifting, bodybuilding, and then later on, I got to the nationals in figure after bodybuilding.
I saw that. Yes. Oh my God,
Yeah.
so many questions. I'm overloaded right now.
I know, right? How long do we have to talk to Sandra?
I know.
We're gonna do our best to keep this right at an hour so that everyone can have their time after with family. But we're super excited to get into all of this. So I want to know, before we talk about your history, I want to know, how is this time of our lives, this crazy time of our lives, how is it affecting you and your lifestyle and your fitness goals? I know that you're working with a lot of people, and we'll get into that as well, but just like to know, like, kind of, what's going on in your world, because you're in Southern California, as is Wendy. Maybe y'all are closer than you think to one another. I don't know.
Where are you at?
Well, I'm in Mission Valley, San Diego.
Oh,
And
okay. I'm in Oceanside.
okay, not too far.
Yeah,
Not
we're
too
pretty
far.
close. How funny.
Yeah. So what's going on in your world around you? Is everything kind of shut down? Are you able to get out and about?
Well, it's been a roller coaster. I'm probably not going to say a lot of happy things about this time of my life. Initially,
Keep it real.
everything shut down,
Mm-hmm.
and the gyms closed down. I was I'm going to say one positive thing. I was very fortunate to have a core group of clients that trusted that I would keep them safe. And so there was maybe five or six of them, and we just moved in home or outside right at the beginning. So I maybe lost 14 days in the beginning when we were talking about, oh, we're going to just close everything down for 14 days and then we'll see what happens after that. Well, 14 days has turned into what we're in our 6th month. So my core group of clients have just been very, very loyal to themselves because, they're fit. I mean, one of them did a personal best recently, and they're all training in home.
Yeah.
So I had to close my office down over at, I had an office at the gym San Diego, which used to be World Gym, used to be Gold's Gym. And I just found that during the 4 months that the gym was closed, I'm paying all this rent and not making any income from that facility. And it broke my heart to do that because I've been there since 1993 and it's my fit fam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Wow.
So that just really threw me for a loop. And I'm over that now. And I'm actually enjoying the creativity of being outside or being in home. And I've got some clients that want me to be 6 feet away. And I've got others that want me to be 6 feet away. And we both have a mask on. I do whatever my client says to keep them moving forward and to keep me in my business. And I'm transferring some stuff online, which is not without challenge because at my age, I wasn't born with a cell phone in my back pocket and technology at my fingertips.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, it's tough for some of us too. I mean, I think Wendy's kind of got a good, wait, what, Wendy, you're about 15 years younger than I am?
I have something like that. Yeah. But
I'll be.
Same. I will say this though. I will say that, Sandra, you just mentioned something that I think really touches a lot of people and relates to a lot of people. I think people assume that someone like you, someone like me, someone like Monica, we just have it all figured out. And, when things go wrong, what we have acquired over time, especially you with all of your accomplishments, is the ability to overcome. And it's those moments that you have to overcome that really make you stronger. So you are probably well equipped to go through just about anything, but I think a lot of people lean on you and you're going through stuff too. But how do you balance that out? When people are leaning on you and then you have to be the strong one, but you're going through things too. Like, what is your coping mechanism? What have you acquired over the years from everything that you've had to overcome to make you strong enough to be able to handle something like this?
The one thing I can say is I love what I do. And getting out of the house and going to people's homes and being creative and being of service is what is lifting me up the most during this time. So when I'm with these clients, I'm lit up. Sometimes we have a conversation in the beginning about, like the smoke in San Diego today. One of my clients was saying that it was bothering him a little bit, but it wasn't as bad as before. So, we have that little chit chat before we get down to work. But if it wasn't for the 6 clients that stuck with me 2 to 3 times a week during all this craziness of opening and closing gyms, like you're turning on and off a light switch, they really kept me together. Because if I had to stay in my house alone longer than 14 days, I think I would have probably been a little bit more, I wouldn't have been happy because I don't like being alone. I'm a people person.
Well, we are created to be with people. That's how I think how God created us. And you're just using the talents that God's given you. And and I know for all of us, I'm sure I'm speaking on behalf of all of us, that if we're not allowed to use our talents that God's created us with, we get stifled inside and we get like, it's not, we can't release it anyway. So, some people, if they're an author, a writer, then they can sit and write all day long, right? But when we're people and we want to work with people and invest in people's lives in a personal way, then it's hard, like, that. But, one of the things I think probably, I love your question, Wendy, that was good. And I'm sure that this also goes without saying for all of us. And it sounds like, especially for you, as you just made your answer to Wendy, Sandra, was when we work with someone that inspires us, right? We are mutually inspiring to each other. So right? Yeah. I had a coach teach me that years ago in 2010. There's a big burly guy. And I didn't think that, it never crossed my mind that I needed to inspire him. I just thought, I'm his client. Yeah. And he told me one time, he was training with me and he's like, hey, I just want to let you know that your set inspires me for my set. No matter how much I'm lifting or you're not lifting, how you do it and how you come about inspires me. So I'm assuming it sounds like your clients have been inspiring for you to be creative and to be enthused about what you get to do with them. And that's so wonderful to have people like that in your life. And speaking of
passion is the go-to.
Yes. And speaking of that, I just want to tell you real quick, Aaron Baker is on and he says, Sandra Blackie, what's up, lady? You are forever. Awesome.
I love Aaron.
Yeah, he said, very proud of you, my friend. We're going to have Aaron on, Reverend Aaron Baker.
I knew that.
Yeah, he's going to come on right before Christmas is my goal. And hopefully we can keep that date for him to come on the 22nd of December and he'll be my my special guest right before Christmas. So maybe you can tune in on that one.
Oh, I would love to.
I thought, how appropriate, right? For him.
Hey, Peter.
My first friend.
He was your first friend? What?
He was one of my very first friends when I moved to California. And I'd come down on vacation twice, and I met him on one of my vacations, and we became friends. And then when I moved down here, he was one of the people that helped me get established. I didn't have a car. I had a bicycle, so he'd help me. And, you know, I do a few things to help him out. And so, you know, we were just poor struggling bodybuilders back in 1987. But I just will always remember Aaron making me feel welcome and connected to that community.
Well, he is like that. I know when I've been around him, he just has that heart for people, and he wears it on his sleeve for everyone, I feel. And that's such a special memory for you. And do you know, I don't know if you've seen him lately, but he looks like he could get on stage for real right now. Like at the Mr. Classic, he could probably get on right now. Like he's still in amazing condition. It's crazy to see him. Like, wow.
Very cool to hear.
Yes, yeah, we've got a few other people. John Butler from Canada's on. He worked with Muscle Mag, and he said he just stopped in to say hello. He's been on every week with us too, but he was a photographer out of with Muscle Mag out of Canada, and he still lives in Canada. So, speaking of Canada, I want to find out, how did you get here, and what made you come to California? Was it bodybuilding or something else? How did you get into, well, first of all, how did you get into bodybuilding, and how did you end up in California, the Mecca?
Well, I was a swimming instructor up in Montreal, and we were allowed to take a class for free. This was at a YWCA. So I looked at the flyer, and there was a class, and keep in mind, this is like 1983 in Canada. Bodybuilding was not really much of a thing back then. And I saw a course, and it said bodybuilding for women, and it was given by Paula Doan, who won the 1981 Canadian Championships. And so I was curious, because I'd always been kind of athletic and strong, and I had some dumbbells and barbells given to me at Christmas one year when I was 13, and I didn't know what I was doing, but I played around with them, and I just really enjoyed being strong. So I go to take this class, and the question is, what's your goal? And I said, well, I want to look like you. I want to look like the pictures of Carla Dunlap and Rachel McLeish and all these folks on the wall. And about 3 months later, I competed in my first bodybuilding show, and there was only 6 of us, but I won.
You're like, this is my jam.
Hey, it doesn't matter how many, girl, you still had to get on stage, and you still had to do it. My first show, I had 2 when I won. So I'm like, we still have to get on stage, whether there's 1 or 50, you still have to get up there and do it. So that was fun.
So I felt successful really fast, and I kind of got a big head about it, if I'm going to be honest. And then I got my butt kicked because I went to the provincials, which is like the state championships.
Yeah.
But I really didn't have much of a base. I mean, I was an athlete in other areas, and so I had some upper body musculature. My legs were a little on the lean side, but not very muscular. Anyhow, I just got my butt kicked at the provincials, and then I started looking out for, well, who do I hire that can take me further? Yeah. And then I eventually beat my coach. We were on the same stage, and it was a Pro-Am in Detroit, and I won, and she came fourth, and she got really mad at me. But I moved on from there, and I was with Winston Roberts for a while, and he was an IFBB judge, and he owned a gym up in Montreal.
I remember him.
You remember him, right?
He was a judge, wasn't he?
Yep, for many years.
Yes, I do. I remember him because I used to come to Canada and do guest appearances, and he was up there and in and out of different shows that I would be guest appearing at, or I remember him being a judge while I was competing.
Well, he taught me a lot about training. And Jimmy Caruso, he also had a gym in Montreal, and he did a lot of the early black and whites of Arnold and the people from back in the day. And he was very instrumental. But all of these gurus really didn't know much about the diet part. And I would starve myself into shape all the time, getting ready for shows. And win, lose, or draw, I'd gain 30 pounds after the show. And it really wasn't until I got to California that I started to be better with the nutrition and eventually get my certification.
Yeah. I think there's a fork in the road for every talented bodybuilder. It goes something like this. First show, win. And then you get a big head, and then you think this is your thing, you're gonna be the best in the world. And the fork in the road happens when you do the next show and you get your butt kicked. And if you're a champion, you go and you keep trying to figure out what it is that you need to learn to get better, whether it's nutrition or whatever you're trying to learn. You consider every defeat as something to learn from. The other side of the fork in that road is you get your butt kicked and then you give up. So there's a fork in the road for like every talented bodybuilder. You went onto the champion's path.
Yes, agreed.
I mean, I was so passionate about bodybuilding that I took $1,500, and I always say $1,500 and a head full of dreams. And I left Canada with 2 suitcases, and I rented a room. I didn't own a car. I had a bicycle, and I had to take the bicycle to the gym or to the grocery store or wherever I needed to go because that's all I had. And I went to this little restaurant, and they hired me under the table because I didn't have a green card at the time. So I made muffins under the table at a little restaurant near Gold's Gym in Venice. And I started my personal training business. And about a year later, I had $300. I still owned the bike. I still had a bed. And I was still in that same room. And I had a 1-year open-ended ticket. And I sat down a couple of days before it expired. And I had to ask myself, am I going to stay in the United States and fulfill my bodybuilding dream? Or am I going to go back to Canada with my tail between my legs? And I got to tell you, I must have had a guardian angel sitting on my shoulder, because with confidence, I tore that ticket up. And all I had was $300.
Wow. The American dream, right?
So now
The
best story ever. Seriously.
So you're a citizen now.
Yep.
Do you have dual residence or just USA?
Well, Canada will always recognize me as a citizen. That means that if I decide to go home, all that I need to do is show a residence for 3 years, and I get my socialized Medicare back. I get all my Canadian citizenship rights back. I just have to be there for 3 months.
Okay. Huh. Well, then you kind of have the best of both worlds right now. Like, one country's not feeling so good, we'll go to the other one. But well, glad you stayed here because I know you have affected a lot of people. I wanted to just make a couple comments here. And then I totally forgot to do my questions for the giveaways tonight. Wendy, I got so excited about talking to Sandra and I forgot to do the questions. So real quick, we've got Quitman Spalding, who says, I'm bowing down to the legend, Miss Sandra Blackie. Woo! And then he says, Sandra had some of the best looking legs and shoulders in the business. What?
Wow.
Very cool. Very cool. And let's see. John Butler says, my first IFBB show I shot for Muscle Mag was the Toronto Pro Show put on by Nimrod King in the 90s.
Oh,
so you were there? You were in it?
Yeah. I placed 7th.
Okay, so he might have some pictures of you somehow, some way. I don't know. Don, do you have pictures of Sandra in your arsenal of old pictures? Maybe you have to go through all the old files, but never know. Maybe he'll pull some out. If you do find them, John, let me know. We'll get them over to Sandra. But so before we can go any further, I have to do my giveaways because I was supposed to do it in the beginning of the show and I got too distracted. So, okay, you guys, for those of you that are on the show and commenting, these questions you just have to answer. You have to be the first one to answer. And you need to be, well, for one of them, you need to be a USA resident. The other one, you don't have to be a USA resident, right? Because we have technology for the second one. So whoever answers the question correctly in the comments, please not in my direct message, I won't see it. So in the comments, you will win the giveaway from the sponsor for one of them. And the second one's actually something from Sandra. So, okay, so here's the questions, guys. Ready, set, start listening. And then you can go and find this if you don't already know it. Number one for Legendary Foods. What was the highest placing as an IFBB pro for Sandra? So what placing was her highest IFBB placing to date? So that's for Legendary Foods, where you do have to be a USA resident. I'm looking over here at my comments. Sorry. Like, where is she looking? And then the second one, you guys, is a really special gift. You guys are going to win a free consultation with Sandra and answer all your burning questions about nutrition and training and how to look amazing. I'm sure Sandra will get you dialed in within 5 minutes of talking to her. So the second question is, what organization is Sandra certified with for nutrition? Okay, so these answers you can find online. Ready, set, go. Whoever gets them first in the comment section will win Legendary Foods for the highest placing as an IFBB pro. And the second one is, what organization is she certified through for nutrition? Okay, so there we go. The winners will be announced at the end of the show. Just FYI, you have to stick around and hear everything. So I think I have one question before we're going to go to rapid fire and take a quick break and then come back because we have a lot more to talk about. But the question I have for you, Sandra, is what would you say that the government could be doing more of during this pandemic to help others?
Well, I'm from Canada initially, so I pay attention to what they're doing in Canada. And I don't know if this is possible, but I would have liked to have seen our president stand up and ask all of the different states to handle it the same way. So I don't know if that's against the law or it's not appropriate. And I don't want to start a big fight about politics here. But when I watch Prime Minister Trudeau stand up in front of Rideau Cottage in Canada and give kind of like a talk about where they're at, they're handling the pandemic as a country. Whereas here, from my limited government understanding, it's supposed to be in the hands of the governors.
Yep.
Yes.
And I could see some logic behind that too, but I think one of the reasons why Canada flattened their curve is because everybody's kind of on the same page. And somehow I wish that all of our political entities were on the same page about this. I mean, I've always been a believer of science. I'm not the conspiracy theorist person. I'm not the hoax person. I want to see the science.
Yeah, agreed.
Do you think that it would have been nice to see our president maybe stand up there and have someone actually talk about health and fitness and maybe have these organizations, as opposed to just saying, wash your hands and, cover your mouth when you sneeze or whatever? Like, couldn't they have talked a little bit more about health and nutrition and exercise and making sure that people are getting their lungs working? I mean, I don't think that was really discussed very much, personally.
Totally.
I'm actually very saddened by the fact that we hear over and over and over again about the face masks and the washing of the hands and the social distancing. And honestly, I mean, I haven't had many hugs in the last little while, and I don't think that's really healthy. However,
here, Sandra, here's a virtual hug.
So, I'm not dating in the pandemic. I'm just going to chill out for a while. But I am saddened that there are not more people, not just trainers, because we all push this stuff daily. Eat foods from Mother Nature, keep your stress down, sleep 7 to 9 hours a night, stay hydrated, go to the gym, exercise, take sunshine on your body.
Yes.
We do this every day, but it's not in the media. And I find that really disturbing.
Yeah,
I agree. Well, the media, I don't think, is a very solid go-to for the information, and unfortunately, that's flooded everything. But I agree. I try to tell people early part of the day, if you can get out for 15 minutes even and get sunlight to go on your eyes, not looking at the sun, but in your eyes, and have your skin exposed so that you get that hormone effect from the sun in the beginning of the day, it just really affects so much, and it's such a positive. I mean, just that alone.
The three of us and pretty much everyone in the fitness industry is pretty much driving the charge of building a foundation of defense. So, you know, it's the foundation of defense is really the most important thing to help everyone, whether they, you know, happen to get sick or not. I mean, that is the core, most important thing. So I do feel like we have this like civic duty within the fitness community to drive the messages for people to do what they need to do to build that foundational defense mechanism, you know? So we're huge in that, you know, area for sure.
I've been talking lately about, I think I mentioned it to Monica even, I want to do a Facebook Live on that very subject because of the lack.
Right. Yeah.
Well, we're on
responsibility.
We're on Facebook Live now. So if you have anything you want to add to that before we go to rapid fire questions.
Yes, I think that it's unfortunate that people are sitting more when 68% of the population is overweight and obese already. And then you add the sitting during the last 6 months and people talking about the quarantine 15. We need to get these people who are sitting and getting unhealthy, because there's these 13 studies that I've been exposed to where sitting is the new smoking. Sitting is kind of, if you're sitting 8 hours a day, it's shortening your life like smoking or like being obese. So if people are sitting more and gaining more weight, they're putting themselves in an ill health place.
Yeah.
Maybe their immune system is not as strong.
Right.
And then what happens if they're exposed to COVID?
Right. I feel like people expect to hear this stuff from us, but having a mass adoption at the higher levels would hugely help.
Yeah, well, especially coming from doctors, because everyone wants to listen to their doctors, right?
Exactly.
And it's so crazy, you guys. I will say something in my family, and then it won't get thought about, and then all of a sudden you'll hear, oh, the doctor said XYZ, and I'm like, I already said that. I don't have a medical degree. But you know, one last thing before we go to our rapid fire questions. Do you know what else happens when you sit a lot?
Yes. Your hip flexors get really tight.
Yes.
Your chest muscles, your abdominals, you get hunched over. You look like the Hunchback of Notre Dame if you do that too often.
Yes.
And I spend so much time.
And one last thing, which is really sad, from what I understand, is the cells in your booty go flat instead of round. So if we have a ton of flat cells, our booty can never stay round very well. So anyways, I don't know if that's true or not. I heard that one time. I'm like, that makes so much sense.
There is an impact reaction that our red blood cells have. That's part of, you know, what contributes to anemia for runners. But yeah, there is some science to that.
Cool. Then I'm right somewhat. All right. So Wendy, what do you say we go? Oh, go ahead, Sandra.
Part of the booty is, if the hip flexors are flexed and tight from the seated position, the opposing muscle group, the booty, is weak and stretched.
Exactly.
So
and then
it does not make your best strong.
The knee bones connected to it's like a domino effect.
Yeah. Exactly. So Wendy, let's take it away over to rapid fire questions, and then we can come back, and I want to talk to Sandra about her training business and nutrition, and we have another big fun question for you too, Sandra. So let's go, Wendy. Let's go at it.
These are rapid fire, so whatever comes to your mind right away, okay? All right, so what's the favorite thing in your closet right now?
A fitness ball.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Eat foods from Mother Nature, not processed.
There you go. What's the best piece of advice that someone's ever taken from you?
Go see a therapist for your food issues.
There you go. Describe yourself as a teenager in 3 words.
Hell on wheels.
Oh boy.
Oh, that was good.
That was three words too.
What's your biggest pet peeve?
People who don't listen.
Okay, dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
There you go. Okay, what's on your music playlist right now?
Don't have one.
There you go.
Oh my gosh. What's in your handbag right now?
Oh, just way too much junk.
Oh my god, that's awesome. All right, if you could be from any other decade, what decade and why?
Oh my God. I like this one.
You can love the decade that you're from. It's okay.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Was
Yeah.
that it? Was that it, Wendy?
Do you have any pets?
I'm sorry?
Do you have any pets?
Nope.
All right. Okay, that was so fast. Good job.
I think you won my rapid fire questions ever. And you know, this is my episode 20, the big 2-0. So I'm gonna have to say you've been the fastest out of everyone. So very good, very good. Okay, you guys, we've got to take a really short break. Don't go anywhere. Stay put. We're coming back with more information and great tips for lifestyle, training, nutrition. More from Sandra Blackie, just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Tuning into the Monica Brant Show Tuesday night here. I've got my beautiful co-host Wendy Fortino, and we are speaking to retired IFBB professional and trainer extraordinaire, Mrs. Sandra Blackie. Hi, Sandra.
Hey.
Hey. All right, so I wanted to look at some of the comments that we've got here because we've got some good ones, I think. Steven Sear is a good friend of mine. He's one of the top spine surgeons in the country. So if you guys know of anyone that needs that, Steven, thank you for the makeup. My sponsor, Barbs Cazarin, Barbs, came to the house and fixed me right up. So I do have a great sponsor who's adorable. She's here in San Antonio. If you guys need a good makeup and hair person, she's here. So, and then let's see. We can't talk about who's winners yet. And John Butler says I'm guilty of sitting a lot, but I like to think I still have a cute butt. And you know what? I think Quitman says Sandra, I'm milk chocolate. Hey, hey, hey.
I was going to read that comment.
You might have a fan bigger than you know here.
And who might that be?
I think, are you blushing or is that just the lighting coming in on you?
We're all
like
blushing from that comment.
tan or a burn.
We're all blushing a little bit. Jeremiah, he was one of our winners in the past, and he says, best snacks I've ever had yet. That's awesome, Jeremiah. I think Jeremiah, I want to say he won both of the giveaways the one time. I'm not sure which one that was, but awesome, awesome, awesome. So, Sandra, I want to talk to you about being a personal trainer for 35 years. Like, that's a lot of time to dedicate to others. So let's talk about that and what your company looks like. I know you talked a little bit about it before, but let's talk about that and what do you feel like your specialties are in that area? So yeah, take it away. Let's hear it.
When I first moved to California, I worked at a Gold's Gym Venice and had some personal trainers help me out quite a bit, you know, with how things worked up there. And I had a pretty good business for a while. And then I had an opportunity to move to San Diego. And Dr. Philip Golia, he's got a master's in dietetics from Duke University. Mm-hmm. And I did an internship with him, meaning that he would work with his clients and I would sit in the very, very back and take notes. And I did that even before I got certified through the, am I supposed to say it or because that's the question, that's the answer, right?
Oh, don't say it yet.
So I got my,
you got your certification and.
Dr. Philip Golia was really helpful with me in the nutrition part. So he wanted to franchise his business. So he had a place up in LA. He wanted somebody to go to Laguna Beach and he was looking for someone to go to San Diego. So the boyfriend I had at the time, he and I said, okay, let's go to San Diego. We were kind of done with the whole LA scene. And I was coming towards the end of my bodybuilding years as a competitor. And I was starting to think, well, what's next for me? So I thought of this as an opportunity. Spent 3 months down in South Bay. That's not a real lucrative environment. And then eventually found myself at Gold's, Worlds, and the gym, which is all the same building. So I've been in the same gym since 1993. And it was only last month that I had to close my office. So imagine the emotion of being kind of like the person with the head office in the very front. You know, people would walk in and think that I was the owner of the gym because there's only that one office out there. And I never even had to advertise because of my bodybuilding and because of my location. And people just showed up. And so I gave out free half-hour coupons in the very beginning. That was another way that I got people in the door. But I was really blessed because I was still in the magazines back then. So it was bodybuilding gym and, you know, like to have a bodybuilder with an office there was kind of a new thing back then.
Right.
And I wanted to professionalize personal training because back then very few people had offices. You know, they didn't do fitness testing back then.
Right.
And now there's people at that particular gym and many people have offices. And I feel like I've influenced that change at that particular location.
Oh, for sure.
Now that I let go of that, and, you know, part of me wanted to slow down a little bit. You know, I don't want to work 8 to 12 hours a day anymore. That's one of the reasons why I've focused on putting together some online programs, which we can talk about. But you know, the letting go of that office was emotional. So I kind of let myself absorb the change and take it a little on the easy side. And I did sign up for a class to learn how to be a better online trainer that I'm doing currently. And I am working with people in their homes and outside at the park. And I do go to another gym for 3 people. But, you know, our gyms are outdoors right now.
Yeah.
And it's hot in San Diego.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure. Well, I think that's awesome. Like you've really diversified yourself, and I can't imagine what that would have been like to give up that office because I can picture it. I think I was in World's Gym years ago because I lived in LA for 10 years, and I know I went down to San Diego a lot, and I think I was in that gym before, so I feel like I'm able to kind of visualize something from being down there training. But that had to be really, really hard to let go of that and to just see that change after all those years of,
being there. I'm holding on to hope after hearing your story, how you built that up and how you were such a, I mean, everybody knew that you were there and you had your spot. I have this feeling that it's going to be built back. I mean, is that something you are going to go for? I mean, it sounds like you built such a solid foundation that it could come back, right?
Well, it'll come back looking different.
Yeah.
So once the gyms are indoors again, I'll probably be back at the gym training some clients, because I have a lot of older clients. And when this whole COVID thing hit, they didn't want to be anywhere where there were crowds. They didn't want to be anywhere where people weren't wearing masks. And they didn't feel safe going out.
Yeah.
So it's not just my clients that feel that way, but I know a lot of other trainers that have clients that have been with them, for a number of years. And a lot of them are setting up shop in their home. There's a couple of trainers from our gym that have really spent a lot of money putting together a gym at home, and they're having people come to their homes.
Yeah.
So I think home fitness or in-home fitness, where like I have a condo, I own a condo.
Yeah.
And my training partner and I take the equipment out of my car and we train under a shady tree on the grass. That's what we've been doing for the last 5-6 months.
I saw some of your moves, some of your exercises, the broomsticks and stuff. You guys should check her out. She's creative.
And you know what? It's been fun. And then recently we decided that we were going to go to a gym that's kind of indoor outdoors with enough coverage where we would do legs once a week. So now we're in a gym doing legs once a week. But, once this all calms down and everybody feels safe going back inside, I'd love to be part of the Gym San Diego again, because it's my fit fam and it's my home. But I need clients that want to go there. And right now, when I check in with some of the clients that have not been with me during this time, some of them have bought some dumbbells and barbells, and I write programs for them, and they stay home and I don't see them. But a lot of people just aren't ready yet.
Right.
So
when you go back, we'll give you shout outs. Don't worry. We'll give you shout outs. When you're back in the gym, we'll give you shout outs.
Okay. So I like to go to people's homes right now. And that's what I've been focused on. And I'm learning to be better online. So I've got this program called 12-week online Body by Blackie fat loss program. And I'm promoting that online, and I'm promoting my outside and my indoor and my in-home type training. So I'm not really advertising a lot to get people to come into a gym just yet, because a lot of the older people just don't.
So can you share a little bit about that 12-week program and what that entails?
Well, the video that we played in the beginning talks about the three main components. So there's nutrition, weight training, and cardio. So with the nutrition, the men get a program and the women get a different program because they're smaller people and the calories are lower. But both people get an extensive food list so that they can exchange one food for another. For example, if I'm asking them to have 2 servings of starches and grains with 4 servings of lean animal protein with 2 servings of vegetable and a serving of fat, they can put quinoa, salmon, green beans, and olive oil together, or they can put together yam, chicken, Brussels sprouts, and guacamole if they want to. So they're not limited on the food program to eat the same 10 foods over and over and over again. And that's one thing that I see personal trainers who compete do to their clients who have no goal of competing. People want to have a variety of nutritious food because, first of all, they should be healthy. And second of all, whatever program they're doing should be sustainable about 80-85% of the time. So if it's too restricted, most people will do it for a while and then fall off the wagon. And then what are they doing next? Usually reverting back to old behavior. So follow-up sessions. They can pay a little bit more to engage with me a little bit more. And then there's the exercise piece. So there we've got, it's 12 weeks. There are 3 weight training programs because adaptation takes place around the 4th week. So I don't want people to start losing ground because they're not creating change because it's too much of the same.
Mm-hmm.
In the first month, they're going to be doing higher reps and exercises to learn how to posture and stabilize their body. Then they're going to move into slightly higher volume. We call this strength endurance. And then they move into the 3rd phase, which we call hypertrophy, which is more focused on thickening the muscle fibers. Now, This is not going to turn anybody into the next Arnold Schwarzenegger. So please, don't be afraid of lifting some heavy weight.
That's right.
Yeah, muscle is metabolism. And as we age, we lose muscle through the aging process. And that starts around 30 years old, not menopause, 30. Mm-hmm. And you can look that up. It's science. So if somebody comes to me and they're 40 years old and I say, well, I'd like to put weight training in as a part of your fat loss program. And the woman says to me, well, you're not listening to me. I don't want to get big. I want to get small. I explain that they need to keep their metabolic rate up to be more efficient calorie burning machines.
Right.
Plus, they're in a caloric deficit, so they're not going to have enough material, enough food to build a ton of muscle when they're in deficit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The 3rd part is the cardio. So there are 3 different programs there too. The first one is more steady pace, build your base. The next one is more anaerobic. And then the 3rd one is really hard.
Gotcha. Hey,
So,
here's something you can use for those women that say they don't want to build a bunch of muscle. You can just say, girl, you can't tone bone.
Well, you know, something that I have to say about Monica, Sandra, and even myself, but more so you ladies, is, you know, people, I don't think totally understand that when they're getting a trainer like Sandra, it's not like just a program, even if it's the same program that you would get from somebody who just learned about exercise science 7 months ago. What you're talking about is what you have created and what you've understood over years and years of trial and error with different people. I mean, there's so much value. There's so much just to be said about the fact that you have seen them come and go and you've seen what works and what doesn't. That's a significant amount of value that somebody with 30 plus years of experience can offer, that it doesn't matter how much you know, advanced education somebody receives, that they're fresh out of the gate on that. Just the amount of experience just cannot be, you know, it just can't be exchanged, right?
You're so right about that.
You know, I've seen people with higher levels of education than me with no people skills.
People skills are a must. And the opposite, people with people skills without education who end up doing better because of the people skills.
Yeah, and I'd like to say that I see myself as the white coat because I do my continuing education. I just finished 15 units that I had to do for my certification, and I redid my CPR and AED, and I redid my nutrition certification. And that was all during COVID. I mean, I had spare time, so I did all my CEUs there. And I do this every 2 years. And I think education is important, but like you said, you have to have experience. And so these people who do these online trainings, and they have no experience,
problem solving.
Internship.
Yep.
No, you really, like, let's say you do an online certification, which I never recommend to anybody. I think that you need practical. So let's say somebody for one of these certifications, they do it online and then they go into the gym. Well, everybody's pretty much a guinea pig at that point. So I suggest that the people who do their self-study and then the proctored exam online to become a trainer, they need to spend at least 3 months with a very experienced trainer like myself, so that they get the particular little nuances about movement, about personalities, all that stuff.
Well, that's what you did in the beginning of your quest. And so it makes sense that you saw the value in that, and you got to work with someone, it sounds like, that was really educated and had a lot of experience. And that's such a blessing. And it really makes a lot of sense, because I've seen a lot of people in the gym that you're like, you're a trainer, like, and I see them like not even paying attention to their clients, or the client's doing the exercise wrong, and it's so hard for me. I want to go correct it, because I'm like, that is not the right way, or they're not paying attention, or they're on their phone while their client's working out. And you're like, how do you keep clients if you're going to just act like it's, you're not interested at all, or you're in a different world?
Monica, you said I traveled internationally to share my type of fitness with the world, and there's a lot that has been benchmarked after someone like you trailblazing the way. But it's, it is so interesting, because the amount of value that you acquire when you have to problem solve, right? I mean, you have so many weird things that come at you that you can't study for. I mean, I came out of, I earned my graduate degree in exercise physiology, and I am, humbly stepped down, and I learned the most from my husband, Matt, and Hani Ramba. They were really close friends. I just was a fly on the wall with the two of them. And I swear, just hearing them to work with people and just getting hands-on, getting on the field, that problem solving that you get, that can't be replaced, and it's 30 plus years of that. I can't even imagine what types of things you have seen and heard and gone through, Sandra.
So speaking of, go ahead, Sandra.
This one time, like when everything shut down and no one knew what was next at the beginning of COVID, once that original 14 days kind of went by the wayside, my training partner and I decided to train outside on the grass under a tree. And all I had at that time was a little dip bar, a step Reebok, a fitness ball, a Bosu ball, a couple of rubber bands, and 15-pound dumbbells. And we got out there 3 times a week, and we're still out there 2 out of 3 times, because we go to the gym on leg day now. And I had to be that was probably the biggest change in my fitness world, or my personal training world, because I had to make light equipment challenging for myself. And then I started making all those videos so everybody else who's quarantined could take advantage of using them too. And I'll do something as simple as throw a rubber band over a tree branch and put a broomstick and do a tricep push down. And it's amazing the feedback I get. I never would have thought of that, is what most people say.
That's awesome. Outside. Yeah, I love it. I've been trying to find different ways. So we only have so many. I have dumbbells in the house here, and my show producer, Kona, stayed with us for a handful of months, since March. And he's not with us tonight, but he's been with us since March. And we started doing some workouts. Well, he's a bigger guy, and he's 26, and he's like, he needs bigger weights, right? So I started, one time I stuck these wristbands that weigh like, I think 1 pound each. So I put those on him. I think I doubled them up. So then he had 2 pounds on each hand. And then I made him like do the dumbbell, but every time in between he had to start over, like on the ground, like for, say, a dumbbell press. Elbow touch the ground, and it have to start up and go nice and slow. I was making him do these long
experience, and we're still experimenting.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'll make it harder. I want you to count to 5 to go up, hold it, count to 5 coming back down, pause at the bottom, like, but it works. Or you do a bunch of supersets or whatever. But hey, you know what? So you guys, we are right at 8:05. And I think the 3 of us could keep talking. Sandra, I absolutely love your energy. You are a breath of fresh air. And I never really have expectations of these conversations. But you're just so wonderful to talk to, and you're so fun. And I can only, imagine that your clients just adore you and have so much fun with you. And I could see why, as a teenager, you were a wild child, just because you're still spunky, girl. You're still spunky. And I love the haircut and everything. It's super fun.
I haven't been to the hairdresser because they just opened recently. So I'm trying to embrace my gray just a little bit, but really my hair is just all tied up because my bangs are down to here. And
yeah, no, it looks good on you.
Yeah, you decide you're fabulous. You're fabulous.
I like it. I think it looks good on you. I mean, I don't know the difference right now, but I do like it. It looks pretty pulled back, and you have a beautiful face, and it's so fun to get to visit. Wendy and I were looking on your website, and you've got some really great articles on there. One of them really was an eye-opener. Well, not an eye-opener, but just something that struck our fancy was the 3 seasons of bodybuilding, 3 seasons of bodybuilding, right? It was like, so I want to talk about that, but I also want to be, thoughtful of everybody's time. And I know everyone's carved out, an hour for us tonight, and I don't want to take up everybody's time. So what I guess what I'll do is I would like for you to let everybody know where they can find you. But first of all, I'm going to announce our winners. And then I'd like for you to announce, tell everyone how people can find you, what social media you're on, what the best route to get hold of you. And then let's see. So let me announce the winners right now. So Quitman, Mr. Milk Chocolate.
Milk chocolate.
He won the Legendary Foods award giveaway tonight. So Quitman, I need you to please email me at info@monicabrant.com. I need your shipping address, please. And if you could put an email together for me, that would be amazing. That way I don't have to come track you down. And then for the second award, or not award, but giveaway, which is a consultation with Sandra Blackie, is Lori Kiefer. Yay, Lori.
Woo!
I know. That's going to be so fun. I'm excited for her to get to have a talk with you. And I'm assuming she's going to just so enjoy talking to you, and maybe she'll get on your 12-week program. Hi.
Lucky Lori. We'll call her Lucky Lori.
Lucky Lori. I don't know if there's any others. Comments we wanted. Yeah, somebody said something about Linda is talking about having a standing desk, so that definitely does help as well. And then one of the things that I've done with Kona is I got him a round ball chair. The ball chairs.
Oh, yeah.
So he does a lot of sitting when he's editing for his videos and all. He does a lot of computer work. So I think he's enjoyed that. And anything else we need to, let's see. John says, I love Sandra's class and honesty. Sorry, I have never met her face-to-face during my Muscle Mag days. Aww. Well, there's always, another month. And thank you, Ariel, for your sweet post there, Ariel. I don't know how to say Hermedelic Crocs Docs. Thank you, Ariel. And then Lori says, OM goodness. Wonderful. Thank you. So let's say, hi, Gretchen. Nice to see you here too. So Sandra, why don't you tell Lori how she can get hold of you for that prize?
She can email me at Sandra, SANDRA, at freedomofitness.com. That's probably the best way to reach me.
Okay,
I'm on Facebook. So on Facebook, I don't even know my handles off the top of my head, but
I think it's Sandra Blackie, isn't it? And I've seen Freedom of Fitness too.
Yeah, so I'm a big Facebooker. I'm on Instagram, but I don't know all the features yet, so forgive me. I will get up to date on that. But I'm a big Facebooker, a big emailer.
Great. Well, yeah, Instagram is there, and you're on Twitter.
I am. I don't use it much, but I am. So if you go to my website, you'll get a lot of information, www.freedomoffitness.com. If you want to know more about the online 12-week Body by Blackie fat loss program, all you have to do is go to www.bodybyblackie.com.
That's easy enough. freedomoffitness.com or bodybyblackie.com. Those are easy,
awesome.
Easy schmeezy. And you guys, if for some reason, and Lori says, got it. Awesome. Lori, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And Yeah, quit menu too. Yep, Sandra at freedomoffitness.com. She's got it in here. She's ready. She's gonna go.
Ready to go.
Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to get to connect. I think, Lori, you're going to have so much fun talking to Sandra. I wish I was the fly on the wall getting to hear all the juicy, good stuff that she's going to share. That's awesome. Sandra, thank you so very much for tonight, and thank you for joining us. And it was just such a pleasure getting to speak with you. And thank you from the bottom of my heart for being one of our original legendary icons in the bodybuilding world for the women, and helping to pave that way, and all that you've done and all that you did to really help us build this industry. And that's what this show is all about.
Thank you for having me. Trailblazer. Sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Thank you for having me. And I like to leave everybody with a thought, especially during this time. Food is one of the highest forms of self-care, and movement is a gift.
I love that. I like that.
I love that.
Movement is a gift.
It is.
It really is. And you said food is, how did you word that?
One of the highest forms of self-care.
One of the highest forms of self-care. So I encourage all of you that are listening right now to actually say that out loud, because sometimes I find if you don't, it's like when you meet someone, if you don't use their name right away and actually say it and have that word come out of your mouth, you don't remember their names, right? So it's like you have to say their name a couple times to have that word associated with that person. So I'm like, you've got to say that. So food is one of the highest forms of self-care, and exercise is a gift. Or movement, you said.
Movement, exercise, yes.
That's really special, Sandra. Thank you for sharing that. And I really appreciate you taking the time tonight, and God bless you and keep you safe and healthy, and all that you're doing to take care of others. I just ask that the Lord bless you and keep you especially healthy, because you have such a wonderful heart and you have so much to offer people. And I have a really hard time of saying goodbye. So,
too.
And I feel like I'm going to get a little choked up. I don't know why, but it's been a really special time for me. So thank you for the kiss. And here's a virtual hug, Sandra.
I'm giving you kisses.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. So Wendy, we'll close out the show here. That was really special, Wendy. Thank you for being on tonight.
Thank you so much for having me on your show again. Always love it. We have the best chemistry. Thank you.
I know. Thank you too. And Kona, thank you so much. Doing a good job there with your family and still working hard. And Sarah Lyon says, Holy Spirit. That's right, Sarah. That's why I got choked up. The Holy Spirit's right here in this room, right here, right now. And, I just want to tell everyone that's watching, thank you so much for joining in. I know there's a lot of other things you could be watching and doing tonight, but I appreciate you joining and supporting the show, and just getting the understanding of what I'm trying to do, and bringing in my special guests like Wendy, and of course when Sarah gets to come on with me too. It's about investing in other people. It's about learning about others, and learning what you can take from them to benefit yourself, and then give that back to someone else too, just like Sandra said. Or even
learning what you may be already using from the trailblazers who paved the way that you don't already know that you're using from them.
Exactly. What a special time tonight, and just learning about Sandra's background and her history with the IFBB. And okay, I'm going to have to say bye, because I'm really bad at saying bye. So you guys... So next week is next Tuesday, we have Paul Busetta on, who is a very, very special photographer based out of Toronto. He's done, I don't even know how many covers in this industry of magazines, photography. He used to be one of my photographers for the Femme Camps when I hosted them up in Toronto. And he's a very special guy, and he's a lot of great information. And he's got his own magazine. He publishes a magazine as well as he's a lead photographer for that new online Strong Fitness magazine. Sarah Lyons will be on with me next week. So you guys tune back in, and every week just trying to bring in different people that have helped build the industry, create something for all of us here, have developed, different nutritional programs and fitness programs. And of course, we've got more legendary bodybuilding and fitness people coming on as we get closer to the Olympia too. So last question for you, Wendy, how's your training going for the Olympia?
Well, hopefully I qualify. I've only been able to do one contest that counts towards the Olympia, and I took second. That was the Legion, the Pro Legion Figure Championships almost a year ago now.
Okay.
So let's see, I'm going to do the Chicago Pro in about 5 weeks, and it's pretty much my last shot. So we shall see. But I'm preparing to compete in the Olympia. I mean, I'm planning as if.
Right.
Because of course, that's what we do.
I mean, you should already be up in there. So you've got my vote all day long. I absolutely love your physique, and you're so classy, and you're beautiful on stage. So I'm praying for the best for you, and thank you for joining us tonight.
I'm going to take all your energy and all your power and take it with me. So it should help.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And Quitman says,
thank you, Sarah.
Wendy. You got this.
Sarah, I'll watch you and Monica next week. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're going to be together actually in Arizona next week. So I'm heading out to Arizona.
Wait a minute. You guys need me.
Right? Come on out. Make a trip. I'll be out there for about almost 2 weeks, I think. Something like that. We've got a big horse show. So my husband's got the horse show going, and then I'm going to be there helping at the horse show, but also we've got photo shoots set up. And so I'll be spending time with Sarah and, of course, at the horse show. But yeah, we come home on October 5th. So my next 2 shows will be based out of Arizona. So, all right. Well, it's always hard to say goodbye. You guys, as always, stay fit, love life. God bless you. Take care of your loved ones. Go wash your hands a million times. Make sure you hug all the people you love. Don't hesitate to tell people how much you love them and care about them. Talk to your people at the grocery store. Say their names. They usually have a tag. Tell them hi. Look them in the eyes. And don't wear your mask in the parking lot or in your car when you're by yourself, please. I don't know. People gotta be healthier than that. I mean, I get it if you're in the grocery store and it says wear it in there, and if you have to get food, but when you're in your car, don't wear it. Or if you're walking around in the parking lot by yourself, or with, take it off.
I feel your love and I feel your care. I think everybody's feeling your love.
All right, guys. Good night. Thanks for joining the Monica Brant Show. Take it away, Kona.